All right, shalom. Like to give all praise to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Like to say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Like to say salutations and honors to the elect that's around the four corners of the world, man. You know, I'm basically gonna do a lesson. This is another lesson on how the American economy is collapsing, man, before their eyes, man. And this article on beforeitsnews.com, and the title of the article is China says no dollars for new yen. And I'm gonna read the article. In a shocking move likely to crush the U.S. economy overnight, China is refusing to make its new gold-backed yen convertible from or to U.S. dollars. The new yen will be introduced next Tuesday, April the 19th, which is today. When the International Monetary Fund agreed to add the yen to the basket of world currencies and use for global reserves and international trade, they wanted China to make the yen more reliable as a currency. Since then, China has almost unpegged its yen from the dollar, allowing its value to fluctuate on world markets. But for years, China has been amassing huge amounts of gold bullion. Some have said their appetite for bullion has been staggering. And with a new gold-backed yen to be inserted next week, next Tuesday, which is today, the entire world will have a choice of a new currency to use for international trade. The old US dollar, which is backed by nothing, or the new Chinese yen, which is backed by gold. Which currency would you choose? When this new currency is issued, countries that have been forced to use dollars for decades and have had to keep billions of dollars in their foreign currency reserves will be free to dump those dollars. But they won't be able to dump them to China for the new gold-backed yen. China has reportedly decided there can be no conversion of gold-backed yen to or from U.S. dollars. What China fears is that many countries around the world will want to trade their reserve U.S. dollars for the new yen, leaving China with mountains of worthless U.S. dollars. China already has several trillion in U.S. dollar reserves and does not want or need more, right? So in the article we read last week, it was like today, China was gonna send like 2 trillion of those U.S. dollars in reserves back, which was gonna cause inflation overnight, man. You know, and now I'm basically gonna go to the scriptures, man, because everything that's taking place right now is prophecy, man, all through the word of the Heavenly Father and His Son, man. And I'm gonna start off with the scripture on Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 12. Now I'm gonna start off at Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 11. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord has raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, which this is talking about the Russians right here, man. Which Russia and China are allied together to bring the U.S. dollar down, man. You know, with their whole BRICS things, man. Brazil, which the BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, man. You know, so they've been plotting on the dollar for years, man. Now everything is starting to come full-fledged forefront, and now they got all the key they basically got all the key things in play, and now they basically finna bring this dollar down, man. You know, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of His temple, because that's what this is all about, man. This is the vengeance of the Lord temple, man. You know, hey, I'm gonna keep going, man, because these same Edomites today who run Babylon, they the same Edomites that destroyed the temple of Jerusalem in 70 AD, man. You know, everybody back in the reincarnation, man. You know, so these same Edomites, man, which you so-called white people, man. You know, verse 12, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes. For the Lord which devised and done that which He spake against the inhabitants of Babylon, right? So this is the Lord putting all these different thoughts into the minds of these other nations, man, to come against Babylon. So they preparing the ambushes. You know, the ending of all this is they're gonna shoot missiles on Babylon, but first they imposing an economic war on Babylon, man. You know, bringing her down economically, man. You know, that's part of the ambush, man. Verse 13, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thy end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. Right, man. So this talking about America, man. Thy end is come, man, and the measure of thy covetousness, man. You know, so like the scripture say, oh, this is a device of the Lord, man. It's the vengeance of his temple, man. You know, and now I'm gonna go to let me read quick, man, cause we don't got long with the time on the camera, man. You know, this is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 37. A sword is upon their horses and upon their chariots. Right, which the horses represent basically the power of America, man. The military might, you know. A sword is upon that, man, because hey, Russia, China, Iran, they got they got technology that the US don't have, man. Just last week, Russia and the US had an encounter on the ship, over there in the Baltic Sea, man, to where Russia planes encountered the US ships and they dismantled the whole ship, man, where the ship had to be towed back in, man, with this new Magrav technology, which they got from Iranian scientists, man. You know, which the word is M-A-G-R-A-V, man. Which that's something they keeping on the hush, man. Well, Russia basically, it's some type of electronic warfare they got to where they'll shut your whole electronic system down, man. And you won't be able to, your radar go off, your whole computerized ship will go down, man. And they done that, man. So like the scriptures say, a sword is upon their horses, a sword is upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed, man. Which going back into that money, man. You know, China and Russia and all these countries that's been doing business with America, when they peep what America was doing, they start plotting to bring the dollar down, man. Now the time has come, man. And it's all a device that the Lord has devised, man. Now I'm going to go to the book of Obadiah. Man, because see, the prophecies, everything that's taking place is prophecy, man. Everything that's taking place is already predestinated, man. You know, and it's all prophesied in this holy Bible, man. You know, which these preachers in the churches, they scared of going to the prophecies, man. They don't never go into the prophecies, man. You know, they basically teaching you how to build. They basically teaching you how to stay in that slave mind state, man. Which the Bible clearly tells you that we gonna rule the earth, man. But starting at Obadiah, the first verse, the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord, power concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from the Lord, and the ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, let us rise up against her in battle. Right, man. So now I'm gonna skip down to verse 6. How the things of Esau searched out, how his hidden things sought up. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee, man. Right, because all these nations were at peace with America. China and America, they like China, America number one, China number two in the world, basically in the world economic system. But why? Because they both trade a lot amongst each other, man. You know. It said, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee, and there is none understanding in him. Should not I in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? Who was the wise men of Edom, man? That's talking about you elites right there, the Illuminati, the enlightened ones, man. You know, because this whole plot is against y'all too, man. Even though y'all agree with the International Monetary Fund to let China currency do that, y'all only reason y'all done that because y'all trying to find y'all way in it, man. But China also got something called the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, to where they like this is a power move against the International Monetary Fund, man. And they not letting the U.S. or any other U.S. allies be a part of that, man. So all this is against you elites, man. Even though you want the dollar to come down, man, these other nations putting straights in y'all way, man. They making moves and messing y'all moves up, man. You know. On verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Timon, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau should be cut out by slaughter. So, after we rule 1,000 years in the kingdom, man, there's not gonna be a survivor amongst the you so-called white people, man. Y'all gonna be cut off by the slaughter, man. So for them other Israelite camps out there teaching that Esau can be saved, man, that's a lie, man. You know, that's a lie, man. Now, how much time we got, huh?
We're at 10, man.
We're at 10. Okay, yeah, we got a good time, boy. I'm gonna basically go to another article, man, to basically prove what I said, man. Because, you know, even though China, Russia, India, all these countries was basically, you know, they was basically fooled by them international bankers, man. But when they peeped that, man, they started plotting in ways to get out of there, man. It's just like doing Hitler, man. He was set up by them, but then Hitler turned against them, man. Just like with Vladimir Putin, you had Jacob Rothschild saying Vladimir Putin basically betrayed them, man. You know, which he did because he basically called for an international arrest warrant, man, for the Rothschild family and George Soros, man. Because he basically was like they was plotting to bring the Russian economy down, and when he basically discovered it, man, he entered an international arrest warrant, man, for the international bankers, man. But this is an article on Reuters, and the title of the article is China's launches new AIIB development bank as power balance shift, man. You know, and I'm gonna read some of the article. It said Chinese President Xi Jinping, whatever his name is, launched a new international development bank seen as a rival to the U.S.-led World Bank at a lavish ceremony on Saturday as Beijing seeks the unwritten rules of global development finance, right, which this happened in January the 1st of this year, man. Despite opposition from Washington, U.S. allies including Australia, Britain, Germany, Italy, the Philippines, and South Korea have agreed to join the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank in recognition of China's growing economic clout. Right, so going right back to the book of Obadiah, all the U.S. allies basically like, hey, we finna bag out of her, man, because even Germany, they had gave like a lot of gold to the U.S., man, which the Federal Reserve, how they was tricking people out of their gold. They got this Federal Reserve Bank in New York, man, which is supposed to keep all the gold. So China just asked for their gold. I mean, Germany just asked for their gold back, man. I think like a year ago, man. And then basically they at least told Germany like, look, man, you can't have your gold back. Then Germany like, well, look, just let us make sure y'all got our gold. Let us go see, feel, and see our gold. Then they was like, nah, y'all can't touch it. But then they told them, look, okay, we'll just let y'all see the gold, man. Which they don't got, which the gold is not there, man. They at least got all that gold tucked off wherever they at, man. You know, but then you had Texas. They gave a lot of gold to basically to the Federal Reserve Bank, and they was asking for their gold back, man. You know, and because they like, even when the U.S. economy collapsed, shit, they can become their own little country, and with the gold they had, they can basically keep their economy going, you know, on self-reliant, man. Hey, but I'm gonna right, man. So all American allies, they turning on them, man, because they see the economy going down, man. Because even in that with that whole transatlantic slave route, man, it's like last month, it was like no ships was in the sea, man. And they was like, that was the first time in history that that sea have been empty with no commerce coming from Europe to America, man. And the whole problem was you had the drivers of the ship saying they don't want to get paid in the U.S. dollar no more. They want to get paid in the yen, man, because they already knew this was coming, man. You know, we just finding out the news, man, you know. But I'm going to go to the scriptures, man. It's Habakkuk chapter 2, and I'm going to start at verse 3, man. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry, man. Come. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Right, man. So the soul of the so-called white man that's lifted up in him is not right. But the just, the elect, we gonna live by faith, man. You know. Verse 5, yea, Also, because he transgresses by wine, which what is that wine, man?